Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Andromeda 6. Ugh, I'm so nervous-sided. Does that chair say kick me on it? That's so funny. Who wants to bet that's, I forgot his name. Anyways, last time, I think, so we got off of, whoa, I guess it's over. I literally am forgetting everything. I even forgot my husband's name. Damon's planet, whatever it's called. Cursa. We finally got off Cursa. We are not being followed. We talked to Vex a little bit. He has some weird meme thing going on where I guess he got experimented on. And now we're going to Orion, which is June's planet where he came from. So let's lock in to the lore. It's about to go crazy. And possibly flirting with Damon some more. You know I can't resist. I step onto the bridge the next morning, my muscles sore and aching from the quick training session I'd managed to squeeze in after breakfast. Hold on. Ooh. The training had gone much the same as yesterday, but it gave me some more time to get used to the weapons I'd been using on Orion, and I seemed pleased with my progress. Damon had parted with a pair of knives that he declared he wouldn't miss, and the pair are currently strapped to one of my thighs. The other knife sits around in a holster on my belt, bigger than the other two. The weight of the weapons feels strange, but I'm comforted to know that I have a way to protect myself. The crew are all waiting when I arrive, even Vex, who stands securely between Damon and Riona. Ooh, sorry. I always forget that the scroll makes it go backwards. Riona had mentioned she'd been doing some work on Vex this morning. I wonder if it went well. I look at him. He seems to be doing okay. I can only hope that's the case. Now that everyone's here, we've got a few things to go over before we land. Cal folds his arms over his chest, and he looks us all over. I don't miss the look of distaste he gives Vax, but seeing how we need him to help us get onto the planet safely, there's not much we can do about his presence. Damon, start us off with a plan. Damon steps forward, and there's no trace of argument, no sarcasm, no anything, but steely determination as he stares us down. I have more of an idea of now why Cauldron trusted him with the rank second in command. Okay, he's like pretty reliable. Yeah, he's a jackass, but he's pretty reliable for the most part. We've been in contact with Elisa and Zane, and they've finalized the plan for how to use the explosive most effectively. There are 2 locations we need to hit, the Prime facility and the mine itself. We'll be splitting into 2 groups. Cal, Riona, and I will take the mines. It'll be more effective with only the 3 of us. The rest of you will wait until we've triggered an evacuation, which will hit both locations at once, and June will lead you into the facility, where you will need to place the explosives. Damon looks at June, who gives a swift nod in confirmation. Though he's doing what he can to help, the look on his face tells me he's less than pleased with the idea. We'll need to detonate the explosives at both locations at the same time to avoid any unwanted attention in one particular place when making our escape. Cal and I will be on comms, and the rest of you are there to watch each other's backs. Are we clear on that? A collective murmur goes through the crew. Damon's sharp eyes linger on Vex, moving only when the other man gives a nod. We'll be going in daylight when the prisoners are held at the facility. We'll be working in the mines. Ugh, gross. This way, evacuation will be smoother, meaning the prisoners don't get hurt in the process. After setting a timer on the bombs, getting out of the building as fast as you can. Get out of the building. Yeah. As fast as you can and be back on the ship. There aren't enough of us to take the entire Mercury unit, so avoid a fight unless you have no other choice. According to Elisa, she's made some friends this side of the system who will swoop in and give them the signal. Okay. Once the Mercury are vulnerable, they'll finish off the rest of the bastards and pick up the prisoners. He shoves his hands in his pockets of his coat, his familiar, feline grin finally making an appearance. Any questions? Oh, I'll try to get that accent, girl. Yeah, what happens if it goes south? You die. What? Relax, I'm only kidding. Most of us have done shit like this 1,000 times already. Well, mostly me, but still. It's also why I'm putting you on the facility team instead of the mines. It's considerably safer and easier to navigate, especially during the day. The place will pretty much be deserted when you break in, and you'll be with someone who knows firsthand the layout of the place. Stick together, and you'll be fine. He steps back again, and Cauldron takes his spot at the head of the group. Both Vex and June have given us a detailed idea of what we might meet on the planet. We know that Zovac has his soldiers posted at both locations, but there's a chance we might run into something worse. Sorry, my voice sounds kind of like a croaking old man. I don't know why I sound like that. Maybe it just sounds like that to me. It always does. It always does. I go back and listen to the recordings, and I'm always like, yeah, you sound fine. Like, shut up. He nods at Vex, who steps forward next. Hey. I'll give you the short of it, since we don't have the time to spare. Zovac is fusing the Orionite with soldiers from the Guard, the ones who refused to bend a knee to him. He's making a new breed of super soldiers. Last I heard, it wasn't going as well as he planned. The soldiers couldn't handle the Orionite. They were mutating in the worst kind of way, and often more than not, ended up dead. Only a few of us could survive it, and you better pray to whichever god you fancy that we don't run into any of them today. My eyes instinctively go to June, watching the muscles clench in his tightened jaw. I feel sick just imagining what he had to put himself through today in order for us to pull this off. And knowing what Zovac is doing to the Guard, people that Cauldron and Ayame likely used to know, makes it all so much worse. There's also, he reprogrammed every VTB he could get his hands on, forcing them to fight for him. What's a VTB? My heart drops on my chest, and Cauldron must have misread the look on my face because he turns to me and explains the term. Vantage Tactical Bots. I swallow around the lump in my throat and nod solemnly. Yeah, I know what a VTB is. Nurse's Guard, her best friend. He was a reprogrammed VTB. A pang of sorrow hits me when I think of Kyle. R.I.P. to Kyle. We don't know what became of him after Zovac's attack, but with Narissa gone, I have no doubt he went down trying to protect her. Yet another person needlessly lost. But if Kay is among the VTBs, forced to fight for Zovac, I can't bear to think of it. I can't stop myself from glancing at Vex, who was friends with both of them, my sister and Kay. Or at least I thought he was. The look he gives me in return is indecipherable. If you run into either of them, the Orionite soldiers or the VTBs, my best advice is to run. There's no hope for taking them out with the numbers we have. Maybe June and Damon know a way to put one of them down swiftly, but if they have to worry about protecting anyone else, it'd become an impossible task. I think you underestimate us, buddy. Do as he says. You see one of these things and you'll get the hell out of there. Our objective is to place the explosives and bring the place down. Anyone who wants to go and be a hero can save it for another day. We all agree, and I trace my hand over the handle of my knife, hoping I won't have to use it today. Ayame, how are we looking? God help my throat. I literally sound so awful. It's like hard to speak. Oh. Let's see. Sorry. I think I'm dying. Good to go. Just as soon as Red here is ready to get us through some serious security. Cauldron waves a hand to the co-pilot seat and looks at Vex. The chair's all yours. Don't screw us over, or it'll be lights out for you before your feet even hit the ground. Vex huffs a laugh as he heads for Cal's usual seat and drops down into it, spinning the chair around. You threaten everyone like that, big guy? Most of the time he's worse. If anything, I'd say he was being nice. Enough already. Damon, stay up here with the two of them and keep an eye on things. The rest of you follow me to the cargo hold. We strap in down there. What about me? You should stay here. Take that chair there and keep quiet. Personally, I'd prefer if you stayed on the docks, but it'll be a lot easier for the ship this size to blend in if there's a 4-man crew on the bridge. Your face isn't plastered in any wanted posters like the rest of us. You mean Damon's isn't? Damon's in better graces with Zovac than most of us. But enough chit-chat. We're about to breach the security perimeter. Stay safe, Stowaway. Thanks. With a final nod, the captain walks away, and I rush to take my assigned seat. Damon sits with a remarkable calm in his usual seat, even yawning while he watches Aya and Vex talking in front of us. I can't ignore the jitters I feel getting closer to Orion, but with a deep breath, I force myself to focus. If I look nervous, we're sure to fail the inspection, and I won't accept that. This is a notice to inform you're about to breach Orion airspace. Identify yourself and your objective. A metallic voice rings through the comms, and I hear Ayame take a deep breath before pressing a button and responding. This is the ATT Cruiser 906 requesting permission to land. We're a hired transport one of your own. This is Agent Seraph, ID number 7004Z. I lost contact with my vessel in Terrarium and had to secure external transportation. Please hold while we check. Move it along. Move it the fuck along, Meds. I ain't got all day to wait around for you to do your job. Vex growls at the comms. That had Damon chuckling, but Aya merely rolls her eyes, fighting the smile that tugs at her lips. Me, on the other hand, I'm terrified by that. We're trying to get in, and he's acting like that? Good God. Yes, sir. Apologies, sir. It'll be just a moment. Oh, that's more like it. Damon openly laughs at that, while I stare wide-eyed at the scene, trying to grasp what just happened. Is that little Mez, that scrawny bald bastard who couldn't even open a beer bottle? The one and only. He's gotten a bit taller, though, and he's not half bad at his job, but it's fun to scare him sometimes. Ah, the good old days. Shame we're here to make his life a living hell, but nah, oh well. At least he's not stationed on the facility. What, hesitant to kill another old friend? Are we talking about me or you, Vexy? Do you need me to remind you how you... Agent Seraph, your ship has been granted permission to land. I thought it was like an automated voice. I guess it is an automated voice, but whatever. We just need to know the ETA to leave the premises. We need to perform basic checkup once we land. There was an odd noise in our tertiary cooling piston. I like to get it cleared up before leaving. Arrangements at a special facility have been made already, and I would expect it to last no longer than 0800 hours. Yeah. Just let my new friend patch up this patch this junk before leaving. What? Not a problem. Please refrain from overstaying said time. I can give you a little leeway because you're with Agent Seraph, but I can't make any promises on behalf of the other teams. Good enough for me, Baldy. I'll be sure to buy you a beer the next time we meet, I promise. I appreciate your assistance. We'll be landing now. ETA to reach the atmosphere is 15 minutes. Roger. ATT Cruiser 906 is cleared now. And it's good to have you back, sir. And just like that, we're cleared. Aya tells us to buckle up, and she leads us straight towards Orion. Scary. It's hard to believe we actually made it. Even less so when I see all the destroyers, frigates, and battleships spread out around Orion's atmosphere. The sight makes me shiver, and I close my eyes tight to calm myself while we land. This was only the first step. The worst is yet to come. As soon as we landed, I hurried off to my room to drop off my jacket. It was remarkably warmer than we expected, and it would be a hindrance to walk around with the useless extra weight. I don't feel overly confident in my skills to get us through this mission, but I trust the crew. We'll make it work. As I make my way back to the door to hurry outside, I stop for a moment and look outside my window. The forest we've landed on is stunning. It's like something straight out of a book, and it's hard to force myself to walk away from it. With a sigh, I straighten my back and walk away, hurrying as I make my way through the ship to join the crew. The forest around us might be pretty, but our goal is the very opposite of that. It's a prospect that fills me with dread, but I can't afford to dwell on that now. Just making sure I'm still recording. It was messing up when I was recording Repo the other day, as it always does. Don't know when that's going up. Don't ask. I have no idea. When I reach the corridors leading to the docks, I spot Bash waving at me from the door leading downstairs before he turns and disappears through it. I quickly make my way after him, stopping at the top of the stairs to double-check all the weapons strapped to me. Once I'm sure everything is fine, I rush downstairs, barely noticing the docks as I make my way outside and set foot for the first time onto Orion. Oh, pretty! A warm, gentle breeze strokes me when I step outside, and I'm stunned when I look around. We're in a dense but soothing forest, right next to a stream. The music's crazy, though! With a waterfall and visible in the near distance. Its sound, coupled with the chirping birds, brings about a peaceful feeling, even though I'm tense as I've ever been. Warm sunlight peeks through the trees, casting a soft yellow glow around us. There are weird, round, curious ruins strewn about, all broken and deteriorating, yet all still intrinsically beautiful. I have so many questions, and a maddening urge to go off and explore every inch of this place. It's a shame we can't afford the luxury now. Alright, listen up. The facility's just beyond this group of trees, but there are no guards or security systems in place here. There is, however, a patrol team that sweeps by every hour, so we have to hurry because we're on the clock. Vex doesn't speak too loudly, but his voice seems to echo around the clearing we're at. We all nod at him. It's too late to question our trust in him now. We either follow his lead, or we're doomed. He's got a rifle safely strapped to his back now. It's weird to see him armed again after all the days he spent with us, yet it seems to be a part of him. I was surprised Cal was fine with Vex coming with us while armed, but I think we can't afford to dismiss the help just to be on the safe side. Still, I don't think Vex has any intentions to betray us now. In complete silence and moving as a solid unit, we run towards the edge of the forest. My heart hammers in my chest, and my palms feel sweaty. Mom, spaghetti! But I push my nerves away. This isn't time for doubt and hesitation. This isn't time for action. Soon enough, we reach our destination. We stop at the edge of the tree line, and my chin drops when I see the massive building that looms in front of us. It's large, at least 5 stories tall, and who knows how many underground floors. The walls are stark white, and it has wide, mirrored glass windows spread all over it. It's geometrical architecture. Jesus fucking Christ. It's beautiful. So beautiful. It's terrifying. And I immediately hate it. Hey! We're going in. The alarm will go off in 15 minutes after we go in, so stay sharp, because the patrol team will make their rounds in exactly 17 minutes. Which means there isn't 1 second to waste. Don't let your guards down. Good luck, everyone. Bye! We all nod, and me and the rest of the crew sit tight, watching while the 3 of them rush towards the side entrance that I'm assuming leads to the mines. The minutes fly by, but none of us utter a single word. The tension around us is thick enough I could taste it. The time to go is fast approaching, and we don't have a second to waste. Sooner than expected, June signals us, and we rush in after him into the building. The fear of being caught prickles in the back of my neck, but I ignore it and press on. Ruh-roh. We go inside through a different door than the captain and the others went through, and what meets us is far from the scenery of a mine as possible. The facility already looked massive on the outside, but on the inside, it's even more imposing. It has tall walls, and it seems to be divided into several blocks, all connected through overhanging bridges surrounded by glass walls. The whole place is a sickening off-white color, and the harsh white lights casting an eerie shadow all around us. I just got in, and I can't wait to leave. I say a silent prayer that everything goes well, and we manage to get out of here sooner rather than later, but I'm not sure how effective this will turn out to be. A huge holosphere takes over the center of the lobby, and we step closer to check it out. This is a map of the facility, apparently. It's the exact same as it used to be, we just don't need to waste any time with it. It's this way. I'm impressed by the sheer level of detail on the holosphere map, but even more impressed by the fact that June doesn't seem to need it in the least. I mean, yeah, he's like traumatized, bro. Bro is literally traumatized. Nobody questions him, and we all quickly follow his lead. The facility is completely empty. The evacuation alarm must have worked, thankfully, so we're able to move without any concerns. Soon enough, June has led us into 2 locations on the 1st and 2nd floor where Bash and Aya set up the bombs near the essential columns. From what they've explained to me, as long as we take the key structures out, the whole building will follow suit, unable to support its own weight without those structures. We're making our way to the 3rd floor, with not a single word uttered without need. I've caught Vex checking out random rooms while making our way over. While it did look suspicious, he's made nothing to indicate that he's about to run or turn on us. It's almost as if he's searching for something, and I don't think he'll rest until he finds it. We turn a sharp corner and enter a completely emptied corridor. There are no ornaments, no signs to indicate that what rooms are here. There's nothing. We still have 3 bombs to plant. I think we're making good time. I can only hope that the team in the mines is having as smooth of a job as we are. Still, something feels off with this corridor. My body tenses more and more the farther we go in, and I can see Jun's knuckles whitening as he tightens his grip on his guns. It's in here. The old labs are through here. They should still be deactivated after all these years, so it should be as simple as planting a bomb in an empty room. With a determined, if not angry, look in his eyes, June locks his jaw and pushes open a pair of doors. Ruh-roh. The moment he sees inside the room, though, his face goes blank, and he leaves us behind, walking into the room as if he'd been under a spell. Bad vibes in this room. We step to the set of doors June entered, to find ourselves in what can only be described as the most horrifying place I've ever seen. A variety of cables come out of the ceiling and floor, with countless machines and research papers strewn around. Green light adds to the eerie feeling of the room, and it's scarily silent. It's almost as if life itself has been sucked out of this room, as if death swept this place up and walked away, leaving only ghosts chained by pain and misery in its wake. This is a mad scientist's lair, a place that's most likely given birth to so many nightmares that it makes my knees tremble merely from thinking of it. I hear the others gasping and taking sharp breaths at just the sight as I do. It's an unsettling room, no matter who or where you're from. Slowly, with hesitant steps, I approach one of the large cylinders that's connected to the countless cables. It's foggy, and it's hard to make out what's inside, or even if there's anything in the green fluid. A low, weird growl comes from inside when I step closer, and I immediately retreat, my heart hammering in my chest as I see what's inside, at what I see everywhere. There's a person in there. Or what used to be a person, I think. Its limbs are too long, its muscles too stretched, and its face is completely covered by a large metal mask with a tube connected to the top of the cylinder. And they're everywhere. Every cylinder has someone inside. The room further in has countless of these creatures behind the glass windows. Faceless, shapeless creatures, deformed and deprived of all humanity. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to think in here. My ears ring lightly, and my breathing gets labored. I'm on the verge of a panic attack, I can feel it. But just as I'm about to lose it, my companion's voices drag me back to reality, and I struggle to focus on whatever it is they're talking about. You okay? June, you should wait by the door with Vex. Shut up. Bash and Ayame widen their eyes at the tone in June's voice. My panic is long gone when I see the contorted look on his face. Even Vex by the door has a serious look on his face, his hand hovering near the panel to open and run if need be. This place shouldn't exist. This place should have died with him. What are you talking about, June? June punches a monitor on the desk closest to him, smashing the screen as if it was made of a thin layer of fragile glass, and he doesn't look at me when he replies. His eyes fixed... Okay, song, let's go. Sorry. His eyes fixed in the cylinder spread around the room. I can't tell if his eyes are gray or green anymore. I can see Ayame and Bash taking a careful step back. This whole place, this disgusting torture room, I destroyed it. I tore it to fucking shreds all those years ago. I killed all of them with my bare hands. How did they rebuild it? How the fuck do they know how to replicate the procedure? How dare they? June is trembling. His whole body is tense. The rage in his voice is palpable. He's not even speaking to me, but it makes the hairs on the back of my neck raise regardless. This song's kind of a fucking vibe, though. Sorry. I'm locked in, I swear. He tears his hand out of the smashed monitor, his knuckles cut and bleeding a blood that's green? No, it's red, but it glows faintly in a green color, almost as if it's alive. Could it be that he's been experimented on so much his whole body is different than ours? Mumbling to himself, he shuffles through the stack of folders on the desk, flipping through them like a madman in search of something. Stopping and tearing a page out of one of the folders, a murderous look on his face. Mother. What? I ask under a breath, unsure of what I've heard. He couldn't possibly mean. So that bitch survived. With a dark chuckle, he pushed a stack of folders onto the floor. His eyes are entirely glazed over with the green fog now, and I'm not sure June is even still aware of our presence here with him. Nothing I can't fix. Dude, that's not funny. We gotta plant the bombs in this room, and at least three others three other places on this floor, and we gotta do it now. June, please. These bastards think they can use people as their guinea pigs. They think it's all justifiable as long as it's for the greater good. Yes, they're right. They're right, because this is exactly why I'm gonna murder every single thing in this fucking room. One monster walking around is enough. I don't need any company from the defective freaks in this fucking lab. June's fists are clenched at his side. His body seems bigger somehow. His muscles more pronounced, shoulders tensed and hunched forward. But it's not that catches my eyes. It's the green. The gray in his eyes has been completely overtaken by a bright, sickening green. The veins in his body glow, trailing a blazing green map over his skin. And when he turns his head to the side, glaring and growling as he approaches the closest glass cylinder, I can see a sharp fang poking out amongst his teeth. I can't tell if he's always had a sharper canine, or if this is yet another byproduct of the horrors he went through when he was younger. With a loud scream, June attacks the cylinder. His gun remain in their holsters, though, and they seem like a child's toy when I see the vicious damage that his fists have caused. The thick glass on the cylinder. Bash curses behind us, and Ayame lets out a low whimper. Vex, still by the door, gestures for us to get out. It seems like the logical thing to do. Sure, we didn't manage to plant the bomb here, but something tells me this place won't have a single wall left standing once June is done with it. But still, is it right for us to leave him here? Try to reach him? This might be the stupidest thing I've ever done, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't at least try to help him. I take a step forward just as June pulls the cable off that was linked to the mask on the creature's face. June, we have to go. I let my voice drift as I take another step closer. I'm careful not to startle him, but I can't let him go. I have to do something, anything. June, please listen to me. I reach out to touch his shoulder, but a strong hand pulls me back and cuts me off. Literally the worst possible decision of your life, Kay. Bash whispers behind me. And a wave of dread washes over me when Jin, hello? I'm calling this man everything on the planet besides his own name. Jin, I'm gonna call him Genu next. Damn. Tears off the cylinder part, dropping the creature's broken body on the floor. It's still twitching, almost as if it's gasping for air in a desperate final attempt to survive. Until June growls and steps on its head, squashing it as if it had the destiny of an orange. A gasp escapes me at this sight. I cover my mouth with my hand in an attempt to muffle the sound, but it's too late. Uh-oh. Hi! Oh, that's a cool... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! My thumbnail. Music's fire, though. Sorry, I'm serious. Okay, anyways. June looks over his shoulder at us, holding his head with his clean hand. The green veins have spread over his face, making the bright green in his eyes all that much more pronounced. But more than that, there's a murderous look on his face. Pure and unabashed rage stretches his features, and I can't fight the chill the sight brings me. Get them out of here. Go and place the other bombs. I'll meet you soon. But I'm fine, Aya. This is what I really am. And I'm sorry you all had to be here to see this. It's kind of hot. What? Who said that? Huh? My bad. Sorry, I'm not taking this seriously. My heart aches at the shame etched in his voice, but there's nothing I can do to help. There's nothing any of us can do. I get it now. This is something he has to deal with himself, else he won't ever get the closure he needs. There's so many things I want to ask him, so much I want to know, but we can do it later. Don't worry about this room. I've got the bomb with me, and there won't be anything left standing standing in here before I plant it. Bash gives him a sharp nod and pulls me out of the room in a rush, with Ayame hot on our heels. Hey, I don't regret that. Seeing June like that was certainly not what I expected, and I'm sure Ayame and Bash were just as shocked, if the look on their faces as they got us towards the next bomb's location is any indicator. Vex is probably just as shocked, but when I turn to check up on him, I catch him sneaking away through a side door with a determined look on his face. I really, really shouldn't do it. I sigh, slowing my steps enough so Ayame and Bash won't hear me sneak away as well, and I follow Vex to the same door he went. The whole thing with June is still haunting me, but I push those thoughts away, and I can hear the sound of metal being wrecked in the distance. I can only hope that he'll catch up to the others soon. But right now, I have a runaway to worry about. Trailing him through the facility, I take care to stay far enough away behind him that he won't notice my presence. Damn, ain't nobody noticing the fact that we're here, and that's crazy. He keeps up the pace as swift as the sniper that he is. Does he even know where he's going? This might have something to do with the business he mentioned he had here, or could it be more sinister than all that? When I turn the next corner, I lost sight of him. Shit. I keep going in one direction, hoping I'll find a clue in one of the deserted corridors, but all of them look exactly the same. I'm just about to give up completely and try to find my way back to the others when I stumble around the next corner, and I see it. A door. An enormous cylindrical door. And it's standing half open. I creep towards it cautiously, my senses on high alert. There are no sounds. Nothing but an eerie silence. The air grows thicker as the closer I get to the foreboding door. Slipping through the entrance, I find a set of grated metal stairs leading down as far as I can see. I step into the darkness, my heart beating beneath my chest like the wings of a tiny hummingbird. I don't see Vex, and I don't hear anything besides the rush of blood in my ears. Why did I follow him? The last time I did, it didn't end well, and still, I find myself here. If this is a trap, I can't say I don't deserve it. Yeah, no, for real. Where are we? This place looks crazy. When I emerge from the stairs, letting my eyes adjust to the lack of light, I hit a ramp that goes down further still. The cavernous cylindrical room engulfs me on all sides, dark, sterile, and utterly hopeless in its appearance. Rows upon rows of heavy steel doors leave no doubt as to what this place is. Yeah, that's what I thought too. A prison. Oh! I tiptoe towards the closest cell, using fluorescent lights above the door to peer into the darkness. Empty. Creeping to the next one, I find the same thing, again and again. These cells are all empty, which means that the prisoners, as we expected, will be in the mines. I can only pray that each and every one of them was evacuated during the alarm. Ugh. A growl and then a thump echoes through the space and rumbles off the metal walls. My heart picks up in speed as I follow the sounds, my hands tightening around the hilt of my knife. It's only when I've cleared the catwalk that I see a flash of a computer monitor that my pulse starts to slow. Vex? Hey. I squint through the dim light, finding him tapping away at the panel on the wall frantically. Where are they? Where are they? Vex, what's going on? The scent of rust and stale air hangs in my nose. Compared to the rest of the facility, the prison is dark, dingy, and unkempt. My heart goes out to the poor souls who've been forced to live here. God damn it. Vex growls through the darkness, frantically sweeping through screen after screen. I've never seen him so distraught. And then he stops, his finger poised over the monitor. No. With a deafening crack, he puts his fist through the screen, the monitor flicking for a few seconds before going black. He keeps his hand embedded in the glass, and his head falls against the wall, his shoulders moving up and down when he takes in a big, shuddering breaths. Bro's crying. And then he pulls his fist back before launching it at the already broken screen again and again until the glass is nothing but splinters and his hand drips blood over the grates beneath us. Stop! I launch myself towards... what? forward right as he buries his face in his hands and screams, the sound echoing sharply through the cavernous space. He drops to his knees, head bowed, and fists clenched tight. Sorry. Punching things. I put a hand on his shoulder and try one last time to get through to him. What's happened? He chokes on a breath before he answers, his voice filled with emotion. It's my parents. They're dead. He manages to grit out the words through his gasps of pain. Zovak lied to me all this time. Comfort him. I drop down to his level, my fingers moving over his back to comfort him. Now I understand why he wanted to come here. His parents must have been in this prison, and he was hoping to find them. My heart clenches uncomfortably. I know what it's like to lose your family, and it seems that now Vex does too. A few long moments pass before he calms his breath long enough to look at me. I'm so sorry, Kay. There's only one thing I haven't told you. An ominous chill runs down my spine, and I find myself backing up out of instinct. I get a feeling that I'm not going to like whatever he says next. What is it? He clenches his teeth, fighting against himself. It was me. It was me. What are you talking about? My chest clenches, every muscle in my body tensing up. Whatever Vex is trying to tell me is causing him so much pain he can barely speak. He takes in a few trembling breaths before he faces me, tears streaming down his face. I remember. I left the palace so I could stop him, Zovak. I couldn't let him hurt you, or Kyle, or... He growls and chokes out on a sob, his eyes squeezing out tears when they shut tight against whatever he's feeling. I told him my mission was a failure, that there was no easy way into the palace or past the extensive security. I was stupid, an absolute fool. He knew I was lying from the second I opened my mouth, but I was desperate. So, that's where you went when you left? You weren't returning to Zovak, you were trying to stop him from attacking us? But I don't understand. That attack happened anyway. Riona mentioned you've been put through some kind of procedure? Vex nods, his usual bright eyes going dark. The doctor. That's the only name I've ever heard them call him. He's a madman from Cursa. Experiments with shit that's best left alone. There was nothing I could do once Zovak gave the order. He knew I was hiding something and I was never going to talk. He grits his teeth tight, his muscles and jaw feathering with his emotions. The procedure they performed on me was a wiping of the temporal lobe. He forced me to have everything taken away. What I felt for you was gone, and I told him everything. He takes in another breath, composing himself well enough to explain. I told him about Nerissa, what she was planning. How I was working with her against Zovak to strip King Ferris from his throne. Fenris, sorry. She would have done it too. She had the allies. She had a flash of something savage, something strange washes over him, and I know he's struggling against himself. I step closer and speak quietly, urging him on. What happened to my sister's plans? Zovak was forced to strike first. As soon as he learned what Nerissa was planning, he rallied everything he had to take them, all of you, out. He bowed his head towards the grate, overcome with grief. I told her she had my loyalty, and I meant it. I asked her to trust me, and when she did, I betrayed her. But you didn't do it willingly. Zovak forced you into telling him what she was doing. Before that, you were really on our side? He nods, but something still pains him. As I got closer to you and became friends with Nerissa, I knew there was a better way to bring stability to the system. That's why you were working with Zovak in the first place? For his vision of the system? Not entirely. I did it for my parents. When I was 14, they were brought here to this prison. They ran a small tech repair shop in the Silver District, and when their taxes became too much to keep up with, they were sentenced to a life working the Orionite mines. I was recruited under the McCary to... I was recruited to the McCary under the pretense that we would save them. All of them. King Furnace sent good people, innocent people, to suffer in those mines for the smallest of infractions. Something had to be done to stop them, and the McCary had a plan to do it. But Nerissa? I knew that she was better for people, that she would be a fair ruler, so I switched sides. knowing that once she was queen, she would help me find my parents, and that she would give the people of Seltoa the life they deserved. Your father was never going to be harmed. Nerissa would have had him abdicate the throne by amassing a force against him. But she needed more time to set the pieces in place. Zovek was so close to striking, so I left to buy her that time. She had no idea what I was doing. My mind swirls in confusion, roars and roils against everything I thought I knew. How did I not see what Nerissa was planning? But Nerissa hated our father. Why would she bother with abdication when she could have just killed him? She may have hated him in theory, but she cared about him too much to see him harmed. Besides, what kind of standard would that have set for her reign? I can't explain why, but I almost feel betrayed by my own sister. Why had she kept this from me? Why didn't she let me help? The one thing I know for sure was that Vex had been trying to help us both. I think I understand now what happened, why you left. Vex, you can't blame yourself for that. Not when Zovek did something so vile and intrusive to force you to talk. His face shatters, 1,000 daggers of emotion striking him all at once. There's more. My heart drops in my chest, my throat tightening, dreading that look in his eyes. What more could there be? Vex squeezes his eyes closed, as though ashamed of what he's about to say, his hands trembling at his sides. I fought against my own brain from the second they wiped it. Fought so hard it was tearing me apart from the inside. When I wasn't drowning in my mind that wasn't my own, all I could think was getting back to you, of warning you. That night, when Zovek and the Makari would storm the palace, I was given instructions of my own. Vex breaks down again, and when he drops his head, tears stream from the tip of his nose. His hands shake so bad they rattle the grate beneath them. I tried to stop myself. I put a bullet in my own head before carrying out those orders. But the more I fought against it, the harder it was to stay lucid. The ballroom was chaos. I don't think Zovek had expected so many people to fight back, as deluded as he was about his own hero complex. I couldn't find you. You weren't at the wedding like I had expected. But he chokes on a sob, his fingers running through his hair, gripping so hard I half expected his strands to tear out completely. Nerissa was there, and before I knew it was happening, the sound of my own gun was ringing in my ears. The word? Oh my God! The world falls down around me and my eyes go wide, firmly fixed on the broken man in front of me. No, you can't. I struggle with the words as my chest caves, my mouth goes dry, and I don't want to hear anymore. I can't hear anymore. But he keeps going. She was in my arms. All that blood. There was so much blood. It was all over me and soaked through to my skin. Stop. I killed her. I killed Nerissa. Pain rings through my ears, boils the blood in my veins. I lean against the railing to steady myself before I fall. This can't be true. It can't. Nerissa. I killed her. And the pain was overwhelming. I couldn't stand the guilt of knowing what I'd done, so I gave in to the shadows of my mind. I let them consume me, and I knew nothing of myself, until I saw you on Tyrannium. The rush of my own blood thunders in my ears and drowns out the world around me. My lungs tighten painfully in my chest as I struggle for breath. I can't. It was me, Kay. It was me. I'm so sorry for what I've done. I'm sorry. Oh my God! I mean, it's not. I think the appropriate response to this is I need time. I take a few deep breaths, trying to compose myself enough to think straight. Nerissa's gone, I already knew that, and knowing that Vex was the one to do this is enough to shatter me all over again. But when I look at him, seeing him so broken, so overcome with grief and regret, I know that I'm not the only one who's struggling. I know that you didn't mean to do it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. My sister was everything to me, and I never expected that it would be you who took her from me. He looks at me stunned. His voice shakes when he speaks. You should hate me. I can't forgive myself. I don't blame you, Vex. I know that it's Zovek's doing, but I can't be near you right now. He nods in understanding, his head bowing towards the floor. Nothing matters now. My parents are dead. Narissa's dead. What else do I have? Before I can answer, shouts echo from above, and my head snaps towards the sight of Macari's soldiers swarming the prison. They're down here. I grab Vex by the arm, attempting to pull him to his feet. Vex, get up, we have to go. He lets me help him, and I scan the prison wildly, looking for an exit. This way. The way I had come from is clear as soldiers, and I decide it's best to have at least some semblance of where I'm going. My feet pound over the grated floor as I head for the stairs, Vex hot in my heels. We travel up and up, the same way I'd come down. When we reach the corridor near the labs, I skid to a stop, looking for any sign of the others. A quick glance in the area tells me that it's empty, terrifyingly empty, and I shudder when I think of what June might have done in there. Come on, let's keep going. I motion for Vex to follow, and we continue through the facility in what I hope is the right direction to reach the main lobby. It doesn't take long for shouts and footsteps to echo behind us, and I know we're still being pursued. I skid around the corner, almost colliding with a person who's coming from the other direction at the same time. Kay! Hey guys! My heart leaps in my chest at the sight of Ayame, June, and Bash. Where the hell have you been? The bombs are set, and we have to get out of here now! Shouts echo from behind us, the hairs on the back of my neck standing on the end as the Macari close the distance. Hurry up, let's go! We race through the corridors of the facility, following June's lead and trusting him to get us out of here in time. My feet pound the linoleum floors, and this time I'm not worried about keeping quiet, because they already know we're here. I only hope that we can cause enough of a distraction to keep them away from the bombs. Aya's headgear illuminates, and Cauldron's voice can be faintly heard through the earpiece. Aya, what the hell is going on? We've evacuated the mines, it's time to go. We're coming, just hold your goddamn horses! The horses have well and truly left the stables. Get your asses out here before I come and haul you in myself. All right! Picking up speed, we tumble through the corridors and race around corners, pushing ourselves to keep ahead of the Macari. Camari? Have I been reading it wrong this whole time? I think I have been, I just noticed now. Wait. Camari? Oh my god! Why didn't anyone tell me? Guys, no one's telling me I've been reading this in Macari this whole time? Camari? Oh my god! I've been reading it wrong this whole time. God damn it. Wah, wah, wah. Whatever. God dang it. We last reached the lobby, and I put a foot firmly down to avoid colliding with Bash as he comes to a sudden stop. When I look past him, I see exactly what's blocking our way. Hands where I can see him. We're blocked from both the front and the rear by Camari soldiers. Goddamn, spelling that shit. God, stupid. Whatever. I don't even care. I don't even care. The half moon insignia on their dark armor giving them away. There aren't as many as there were on Cursa, but it's enough to outnumber 5 of us, 4-1. I follow suit of the others as they raise their hands, and the soldiers step forward, presumably to disarm us. Before they can take more than a few steps, gunfire screams to the whole floor, and one of the soldiers crumples to the ground. A second shot is fired, taking another soldier. A third and a fourth fall over, revealing an extremely smug-look assassin on... in their stead. Oh, a gorgeous man has arrived. My husband, in fact. Yes. My husband. Thought you could use some help. Oh, and them. Really? That's the grand entrance you chose to make? Let's just get this done. Damon, Cauldron, and Riona fight their way through the Camari towards us, while the rest of us take the back line. God, Jesus Christ. Though he was a broken mess just a minute ago, even Vex takes down a pair of soldiers, swiping their guns and finishing them off with ease. By the look of fury I see flushing his face, I can tell this is some kind of step towards revenge for his parents. Distracted by the others, I don't realize until it's too late that another soldier is heading straight for me. A weight sends me sprawling on the ground, knocking the wind from my lungs. And when I scramble backwards, I find a soldier descending on me with the blade of his sword. Pulling my knives from their holster, I arm myself with each. I arm myself in each hand. Jesus Christ. Throwing one of my knives stops him in his tracks, a blade lodged into his shoulder. When he drops his sword, I push myself onto my feet and strike, crying out as I push my second blade into the side of his neck. I watch the light slowly fade from his eyes before he crumples into a heap on the ground. Kay. June comes up beside me, staring at the fallen soldier with a mix of horror and surprise before he's drawn back into the fight once more. The atrium is alight with the battle as each of the crew faces off against our own enemies, vastly outnumbered but willing to fight to the death. I glance around wildly for where I can help, but before I can make a move, the ground trembles beneath my feet. A ripple goes through the entire floor, followed by a deep rumble, and then the deafening sound of explosives booming through the building. The floor, behind me caves in, taking the soldiers with it. Everyone get the hell out of here. I push myself to my feet and run as fast as my legs can take me, fearing the sound of the destruction lapping at my heels. I fall hard, launching out in time to grab the edge of the crumbling floor as I fall against the pit, hanging on by only a thread. Despite my better judgment, I look down and immediately regret the decision. Among the rubble below lay the broken bodies of the Khmer soldiers, dead in the dust. The drop alone is enough to kill me, enough to tear the breath right from my lungs. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna die. In these last precious moments, my thoughts turn to only one thing. The choice you make will determine your romantic interest for the rest of the game. Choose none if you wish to play a non-romantic route. You cannot change your choice. Okay. T. So I guess none of the other stuff really mattered. This is the one that matters. Oh no! Oh my god, guys, who are we going to pick? Huh. I wonder who it could be. My thoughts turn to Damon and I can't hide the truth from myself any longer. What I feel for the bastard is more than simple admiration or friendship. It's more than a fleeting flutter of the heart or whatever, whenever he's nearby. I'm crazy about the man. And it's only here, now, that I'm finally letting myself embrace that thought. I wish we only had more time together. The dust from the crumbling buildings fall into my face, and I splutter, my grip on the ledge weakening. I can't hold on much longer. The sound of shouts drift down to me from above, and I can only hope that the crew made it out okay. I wish I could know that Damon made it out safely. My fingers grow numb, sweat dampening at my palms. This is it. This is the end. When I lose my grip completely, my stomach lurches and I cry out, squeezing my eyes shut in the hopes that it'll make the final impact quick and painless. But I don't fall. Something grips my arm and my legs flailing beneath me as I hang suspended over the pit below. What the hell, Kay? Hey! Oh my god, my man! I want to get swimming here. It's like I picked you. I do... Hold on, I actually wanted to see... Load. Oh yeah. Yeah, Vex is on there too. He's the second from the bottom. That's the other one I want to pick that I'm interested in. I'm interested in Vex and Damon. Those are the two routes that I really, really, really care about. So, the only two that I will probably play are Vex and Damon. Because if you want someone else, I would really, really prefer that you go and play the game for yourself because it's so fun. I'm having such a great time. And it's like not like a dating sim, you know what I mean? It's like story driven. Yeah. And that way you can just, I think it's free anyways. It's not even, I don't think it's done either. I think it has like 2 chapters, whatever. Anyways, my heart swells as my eyes snap upwards, finding Damon leaning over the edge. His grip on me strong and sure, as if my very thoughts have manifested him. He's here. His bright blue eyes burning with determination. Stop flailing around like a damn doll and give me your other arm. He shouts down at me and I muster enough strength to swing my free arm upwards, allowing him to hold on to me with both arms. With a firm grip on me, he pulls me over the ledge with a grunt, dragging me out of the way and protecting me with his body, right as another part of the ledge crumbles and falls away. He grips my arms tight, searching for any type of injury as we lay among the debris. The fuck were you thinking almost dying like that? Oh, my bad. Let me get my thought out first. Go back to that. Go back to this. Go back to, where'd it go? Yeah, this. Go back to this. My bad. It's not like I just fucking chose to just careen off the edge. Okay, now that I'm done yelling, Oh my god, guys! What? It's so crazy. Oh god, we're running out of saves! Running out of saves! Some of these really don't matter, probably. Yeah, just go back to the beginning. Anyways. Because it's also so that, if it stops recording, I can go back to something. That's also why I'm doing it like that. Kiss? What? I barely get a chance to catch my breath and respond before Damon pulls me closer and steals what little breath I had with his lips on mine. Bark! No, how awful, my hot, sexy man. You're not gonna draw me. Well, I guess you can't draw it, because you'd have to draw it like Danganronpa style. Yeah, you're right. I tense for the briefest moment before melting into his arms. A soft gasp escapes me when he deepens the kiss, and I pull him even closer by his shirt. My body goes warm, my heart pounding like a hammer in my chest. This is hardly the time or place for this, but I can't help myself. I'm just so relieved to be safe and in his arms. A low, dark chuckle escapes him as he pulls away far too soon, and his eyes are dark with desire when he looks back at me. I bite my lip at the sight. Bark! As appealing as it might be to kiss you in the battlefield, I'd like very much to still be alive later on so I can kiss you again. Bark! Yeah, I hope so, buddy. What? I'm serious. Guys, it's gotta stop. You need to be appropriate. We're in the middle of battle or something. I think everyone died, but it's fine. I nod in understanding as he pushes himself up and helps me to my feet. For the first time, I notice the atrium is clear, bodies scattered among the wreckage. The building groans with the aftermath of the explosions, and Damon grabs me by the hand. Think you can keep up with me? Only one way to find out. Together we race for the main doors of the building. I scan the bodies as we pass, desperately hoping I don't spy any familiar faces among the rubble. As we hit the main doors, all I've seen is the familiar black of the Chimeri armor. Jesus Christ. When we step outside and the late afternoon sun hits my face and warms my skin, a sigh of relief goes through me. The rest of the crew are waiting in the distance, near the tree line. As we approach, the look of relief on all their faces is enough to have me crumbling. They're all here. We're all okay. We need to get back to the ship and signal to our new friends before the second wave of soldiers descends on us. Where are the prisoners? Did everyone make it out all right? They're in a valley not far from here. With their help, we managed to take out the captors. They have leaders among them who are taking care of others. They already know that help is on the way. I let out a heavy breath. It's such a relief to know that our plan succeeded, and yet, somehow I still can't believe it. It'll be dark soon. We should go back to the ship and get the signal out immediately. Let's stick to the forest. It will be harder for any aircraft to spot that way. Agreed. We stick together as a group as we head back into the forest, letting the trees surround us and protect us like silent guardians. Everyone is quiet, lost in their own thoughts. But there's a sense of contentment that has settled over the group. Where did Vex go? Asking for a friend. We've done something so important today. We've taken the first steps in the fight against Zovac, and I want to do more. I want to keep fighting until we've righted all the wrongs he's done to every single one of us. And by the look at the crew's faces, I can tell they feel the same way. Even Vex is deep in thought. I know that we wouldn't have made it this far today without his help, and I'm grateful for that. We reach the ship while it's still bright outside, the sun filtering through the trees and into the clearing. We need to send the signal, and quick. Once the others have arrived, we can get out of here. Where will we go? I don't know yet. First, we'll head to one of the Merc stations and resupply. Then we can make a plan from there. I'll head inside and contact the others. I'll come with you. Bye, Aya. Cauldron and I disappear up the ramp and into the ship, while the rest of us take a few moments to catch our breath and enjoy the peace of the forest. Let's go over there. Damon appears at my side, and immediately my heart pounds in my chest, so loud I wonder if he can hear it. I nod, and we walk away from the group into the shade of the trees to find some privacy. Slipping behind a pair of them, we lose sight of the crew, falling into our own world. After escaping from the facility and making it back to the ship, I find my adrenaline is slowly draining away. Exhaustion begins to dawn on me. My hands shake when I think of earlier. I'm so relieved that Damon found me when he did. I hate to think of what would have happened if he didn't. The very thought sends a shiver racing down my spine. So are you losing it yet, or what? Damon gives me a quick once-over, and I see a flicker of emotion in his sharp eyes. It's almost as though Through all his snark, he's trying to convince himself that I'm here and that I'm safe. Ah! He's so cute. What? It's not fair. I love him. He's so cutie pie. Also, he looks way different in this one picture than the rest of them for some reason. I don't know what it is. He's really cutie pie. Wow. I'm so sad. But like in a good way. You know, I'm like I want to die and I'm depressed, but like, oh, my husband. Oh, yeah. You know? Anyways, I avert my eyes from his steady gaze, feeling my skin warm. I know how I feel about Damon, and my stomach turns, thinking he might not return the same sentiment. Look at his face. Are you telling me that right now? Are you serious? Since you're still in one piece, we should talk about before. When? When you kissed me, or when you were talking about, when you're talking to your friend? Which instance that we should have talked about should we be talking about right now? Do you wish you hadn't kissed me? I interrupt him suddenly, and he looks at me for a moment, stunned. Bruh. I know the man's down bad for you. It's an embarrassing question. Embarrassing question. Then he lets out a breath of laughter, his face turning soft. I'm assuming that's the soft. Does it look like I regret it? And here I was, innocently trying to finish what we started earlier. He wraps an arm around my waist and pulls me closer, holding me mere inches away from his body. The warmth of him travels all the way down to my toes, curling them in my boots. I don't think there's a single bone in your body that's innocent. He locks eyes with mine, and they're so warm with affection, it catches me off guard. His voice is low and husky when he speaks. He actually had me worried back there, you know. I knew you'd get in trouble, but I didn't think you'd get that close to death. I also didn't think I'd care this much about you dying. He tugs me closer, holding my body flush against the warm line of the toned muscles on his body. Bark! Up! You can't kiss him. What the fuck? He said finish it. We're finishing it. Finish what you started. His lips find mine, and it's all I take to not melt at the touch when his hand slides down to my hip, and the other curls on the back of my neck while he pushes my back against the wide trunk of the tree. If this gets too crazy, and then I'm not reading it. And then it'll be just for me. I smile against his mouth and kiss him deeper, unable to control my own desires as I wrap my arms around him, try to pull him even closer. Every gap between our bodies is too wide for me, and I try to close all of them. My head is dizzy, my mind so light, it rivals my fluttering heart for complete abandon. His mouth claims mine, his hands roaming and squeezing the sides of my body as he kisses me, with the kind of desire I only think he's capable of. It's intense, it's dizzying, and when it ends too soon. And when we finally break apart, I blink at him through streams of sunlight. I don't want this to be over. I want to hold on to this feeling forever, to be warm and safe, and most of all, to be with him. Keep looking. Oh no, how awful. Stop! Stop it! Let me just die. Keep looking at me like that and I'll... I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, guys, I'm locked in. I can't do it. No. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. It's just an embarrassing line to read. If you want to be a voice actor, you have to do things. You can do it. Okay, I'm locked in. Okay. 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 Keep looking at me like that, and I'll drag you back to the ship right now. I can't stop my laugh as he leans back in and leaves a trail of kisses on my jawline. Keep kissing me like that, and I'll have a hard time stopping you. He chuckles quietly, and the sound rumbles through me, igniting something low in my stomach that has me wanting more. Oh! Are we actually going that? Are we actually doing that? I mean, I'm not opposed, princess, but I'm gonna have to turn off the camera. Sorry. Damon nibbles my lower lip one last time before pulling his face away, his eyes soft when he smiles at me. Fine. I don't particularly enjoy doing that with debris stuck in my hair anyway. I'll be sure to take my time with you later. I don't know what that means, any of it, but I'd be lying to say if I didn't like it. I'm still in his arms when Cauldron stretched down the ramp at the ship, yelling at all of us to get inside. I don't miss the curious glance he sends our way when we emerge from the forest, or his lips curling into an approving smile. With Damon's arms around me, we head back into the ship together, and for the first time in a long time, I feel happy. The late afternoon sun fills me with the last heat, and I know that when it rises again tomorrow, I'll be facing a different kind of day. It's the thought of this that has me quietly smiling to myself, excited for the new things to come. Until, man, if you kill my boyfriend, I'm gonna be pissed. A gunshot rings in my ears. The sound so loud it deafens the world around me. Silence swiftly follows, my eyebrows dipping at the absence of a birdsong, the trickle of water that now seems so far away. Goosebumps raise to the surface of my skin, the air of the forest seeming so close, seeming to close in and stifle me. I didn't feel a thing. It wasn't. A slow groan reaches my ears. When I look towards Vex, my eyes widen in horror. They widen in horror at the dark red stain that appears at the front of his jacket and soaks through the crimson fabric. At the blood that covers his hands when he pulls them away from the gunshot wound that stares at me, his face gone pale. No. Okay. Oh, damn. We done. And you're done. T. I save a lot. Damn. Also, I noticed that these names are really silly. So we've got Buckle Up, Enter Terrarium, Episode 2, Yes You Can, Only Choose One. The Ark, I'll drink to that. Ooh, Shiny. I Want to Dance with Somebody, Howdy Partner, Smooth Operator, Smooth Operator. What Happens in Nos Vega probably stays in Nos Vega. Blast in the Past, Prom Night, Lizzie, We're Not in Goldus Anymore. The Cat's Out of the Bag Now, or is it? So, Rough Night, eh? Saturday Night Fever, The Traveler Doth Protest Too Much, The Demon. I Can Take the Rain on the... It's probably a song, but I don't get it. Goodbye, Zordon, Hello Oppo, So Done, The Man with the Plan. Some of those were like really... One of them is like a Shrek reference. Yes, now you have to do that thing. The Cold, Mean Streets of Cursa. Yes, yeah, here it is, yeah. Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Not the gumdrop buttons! Is it too late now to say sorry? She's married to the Muffin Man. To the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man! She's married to the Muffin Man. Thanks for the memories, I hate them. This ain't a goddamn scene. This ain't a scene, it's a goddamn arms race. What a beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding. Oh. What a beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding. Says the bridesmaid to the waiter. For a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic. That's probably a song reference, I'll get. Misery Business, but not the fun. Is that Paramore? I know what that is. I know Thanks for the Memories. This is what I used to do for, like, my coding classes. Every time I submitted something, it would have the dumbest fucking name. It'd have the dumbest name. It was so funny. Because I knew my professor was looking at all of it. Don't look. Okay, we're done. We are done. That is the end of that chapter. God, what a rush. Are we okay? Everyone, check in with yourselves. How are you feeling? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Take that moment. Feel those feelings. Awesome. Honestly, dude, imagine if I chose Vex and then he died. Oop, crazy. Kind of glad I chose Damon. I don't know if they'll keep him, if he'll actually die, or if we'll keep him dead. I don't know what's happening. But yeah. That was, that Mo, I know this is like, he got shot, but like, that moment with Damon was so cutie pie. Okay. I love Damon. I do love Damon. I have no regrets about dating that man on pure instinct alone. Yep, no regrets at all. I think he's a fine man. Yes, sir. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. We will see what is going on in Chapter 6 in the next video. So I'm hoping you're having so much fun. Maybe as much fun as I'm having. Maybe even more. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.